Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my second video blog. Today, it gives me great sorrow to express my condolences, my tasliyat, on the anniversary of the Shahadat, of the martyrdom of our dear Imam Hadi alayhi salam. And I express his condolences to Imam Zaman Ajalala Fajr Sharif, to the lovers of the al-Bayt, to the Shia, and to all of humanity. Now let's try to take this opportunity and honor him. Of course, we're going to fall short in honoring him. There's no way we're going to be able to honor him in the way that he should. But let's try to honor him by mentioning one of his qualities. Now the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they're famous for their generosity. For instance, we have the famous story by Imam Ali alayhi salam, where he would give bread in the middle of the night to the homeless and the needy of Kufa. Now, he was the head of state at this time. He was, in charge of the entire Islamic Ummah at this time in Kufa. But still, in the middle of the night, pitch black, nobody knew who he was. It wasn't a political stunt, right? Like, imagine Obama, goes out in the middle of the night to the slums of Washington, D.C. and hands out bread. Right? Of course, he'd be doing it for a political stunt. There'd be video cameras, there'd be all this. No, with Imam Ali alayhi salam, no. Nobody knew that the poor who were receiving the bread were receiving it from the Imam. Nobody knew. The only way they found out was that after Imam Ali alayhi salam was martyred, after he was murdered, they stopped receiving the bread. No one came and gave him bread. That's how they figured out that it was Imam Ali alayhi salam. It was him who was giving this bread. Now there was an interesting story about Imam Hadi alayhi salam and generosity which I wanted to mention. And I read this today, so inshallah let's see if you like it as well. Now Imam Hadi alayhi salam, he went to visit a village outside of the place where he lived. And when he left, a nomad, right? A nomadic Arab. He came to visit the Imam. He needed something from the Imam. And he went to the Imam's house, but the Imam wasn't there. So his family directed him, told him, oh, the Imam went to such and such village. This nomad went and tried to meet with the Imam. When he finally reached the Imam, he went to the Imam and he whispered, Yabna Rasulullah, oh, son of the Messenger of Allah, I am from the nomads of Kufa. We believe in the walaya, in the guardianship, in the imamat of your grandfather, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. There's a heavy debt on me, and I have no one to go to except you. Now the Imam, he didn't have any money at this time. He wanted to help, but he couldn't. So what he did is he wrote an IOU. And on this IOU, he said that he owed this nomad, such and such money. He then told the nomad, when I go to Samarra, come and insist that I give you this money. So the Imam went, and when the Imam was there, he was in a meeting. There was some government officials, some secret police, whoever. And this nomad comes up to the Imam and says, Imam, I have this piece of paper. You owe me this money. Can you please give it to me? I need it. The Imam said, sorry, I don't, paraphrasing, I don't have money, I can't help you. So the nomad insisted, and the Imam had to turn him away. Now what happened next? These government officials, they went to Mutawakkil and told him what happened. And they expressed, we should give some money to the Imam, the Imam's in need, and let's give him some money. So Mutawakkil said, fine, here's 30,000 dinar, give it to the Imam. So they gave it to the Imam. Then the Imam took all of the money, all of the 30,000, and gave it to the nomad. The nomad was, you could imagine how happy he was. And, he said, my debt was less than a third of this, but Allah knows best. And you see here the Imam, he didn't keep any of the money to himself. He didn't have any money. It wasn't as if he had money, he wasn't in need, but he couldn't help this, this brother, and he needed more money to help him, and this is how he got it. No. The Imam did not have anything. No money at all. He could have kept some of this 30,000 dinars. But no, he gave it all to the nomad, all in charity. Now, we have to take the Imams as role models. This is one of the most important things, one of the most important reasons why they're alive, why Allah sent them. And one of the things that they encourage and that they act upon is generosity. Islam encourages this. There's a tradition from our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam where he says the earth on the day of resurrection will be scorching except the shadow of a believer. For verily, his charity will serve him as a shade. Now, I was having a discussion in a chai chat in Los Angeles last month about charity. The brothers and sisters, they were stating that there's many forms of charity, which is true, such as devoting one's time to helping a cause. This is a great thing. Devoting our time is an act of charity. For instance, the doctors who take a vacation and they go somewhere in a third world, Iraq or wherever, and they go and they treat patients. This is charity. This is a very high form of charity. Spreading knowledge, teaching what we've learned in universities, in Islamic seminaries, in life, and teaching it to the next person. Spreading this knowledge. This is also a form of charity. It's also very, very positive. Even a smile can be charity. If there's a person who's upset, you give him a good smile and he gets happy. This is charity. But that being said, we also need to purify our money through giving charity. We should actively seek out and try to find righteous causes which we can help financially. We should try to find poor individuals which we can help economically. And of course, I'm not saying, sell your house and give all your house away and no. Just what you can. A little bit. Purify your money. Now I'm going to end in a tradition by Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. I am sometimes reduced to poverty, so I trade with Allah through charity. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.